Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of The Life Pod. Today we have on Damjan Lukic, builder and developer, alongside none other than Johnny Starr. Mr. Episode number 3 with us. Thank you very, very much for coming on.
Fuck, that's crazy.
Thank you very much for coming along today, man. We appreciate it.
Having me.
Thanks for having me back.
That's all right. Probably not the last as well.
He's going to come back. He'll be back next week.
I wanted to come back on another one, and it just worked out good. I just decided to come yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you had Damjan coming, and then I'm like, let me tag along.
How did you guys meet? I'm assuming just somewhat obviously through the industry, but it's like...
I've known of Johnny for quite some time. When we were growing, I think we're a little bit older than you boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I assume. The whole, Ziz sort of movement that happened.
We're all going to make it.
Circa 2014.
I think
We're all going to make it.
every guy back then was. So then, it just started popping up here and there.
Pull your mic a little bit closer
sure.
towards you. There you go. That's sweet.
Better?
Yeah, there you go. That's better. Sweet.
And then, just through friends and so forth.
Mutual friend.
Yeah.
One of our mutual friends linked us up, and we kind of had some big visions of things. And then I saw what he was doing with his builds and his designs. And
Is this back then or is this recent?
this is recently.
Recent,
Recently, like
Yeah.
the next last 6 months or so.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, nice.
Even less than that.
So you sort of knew about each other for a while, but like didn't actually properly connect until less than a year ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And now obviously you guys are doing a lot of actual work together.
Yeah.
Big
Yeah.
plans and stuff.
Yeah.
Well-
Working towards some cool stuff.
So this morning, why I came along was because he was meeting, because we're opening up a retail store for Neverhome.
I saw that's
How
so
amazing
exciting.
this progression, like
That's
from
what I was going to say too.
how
Like,
fast has it been?
it's your third time on here, but
Every time
holy
it's
shit!
different.
Since the first time we sat down with you, and the brand and how it's grown and what you're doing
Crazy.
now, it is crazy. It's absolutely
Yeah.
crazy.
So we're there this morning. That's the whole team, all of us there. So a couple of builders. That's my mate Ali, Damjan there. There's me. There's Jake, and that's Carl, our Sparky doing all the
Is that on site at the?
This was just an hour ago.
Yeah. Well,
This is all of us just walking around trying to figure out what we're going to do at the shop. But the thing with Damjan is he's very good with visual and design. So I got him down there to actually give me guidance because I've never done a retail store before. I'm not a builder.
Yep.
you know.
yeah.
I'm a bodybuilder. I think. But
a good way
he's
to
a friend at what he does. So what I did was with everything, I said, I literally just get all the best guys I know and get their help. And that's why I've made so much progression lately, because there was a stage where I was trying to do it all myself.
Yeah.
At that lone wolf mindset, but I had to reach out. So you've helped me out. He's inspired the shit out of me with content and what he's doing. I'm like, fuck, I got to level up, And then he's linked up. He's met Harry, kind of just working on little projects and things, and it's been really good. So that's why I came along today. So I'm getting on.
Those
Yeah.
visuals,
We'll do it together.
those visuals you posted on your story a few days ago of what the two options, what it could look like inside.
Yeah, insane.
Yeah, you saw those?
Yeah, was that you or?
No, that
no.
was their vision board.
Oh,
that they
okay.
put
That
together, which
that's
is
sick.
amazing.
Yeah, that's cool.
Well, we'll get into that a
we'll
bit
do-
after
yeah.
if you like. But that's how that's why I came along today in the first
We've
place.
actually got it, like one of our notes is like how environment has such a big impact on like whether it be personal development and business growth, and it's
yeah.
like having someone who pushes
talk
you,
a
or keeps you
lot about
accountable, and actually backs you a little bit is huge compared to someone who goes, oh, why are you trying, or why are you doing this, or it's like someone who's more so negative, and like that plays in the back of your mind as much as you want to get after it and push hard for your goals and make the money or whatever it might be. Having that in the back of your mind where someone's like, whether it be family, friends, they go, oh, you shouldn't do this, or you're shit, or this is not good. It's like, it has a really big impact. It's like, you've got each other and the network you guys have in that close circle. It's like, nah, let's do this idea. Let's try this. Let's invest here. And it's like, that energy just is so contagious. It breeds.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. We touched on this like how many times? 90% of the time, your best supporters or your actual supporters aren't your friends or family. This is just the truth, the hardcore actual truth, whether you like it or not. And usually it's people that you don't know or that you just meet. You can meet somebody that, 2 weeks ago that you align with so much better than somebody that you've known for the last 20 years. And some roads have to actually end for others to begin. And once you start figuring that out, because people sway around and then your roads might interconnect. And then for the rest of your life, you might be interconnected with that person who's gone through all the shit and has gone through all the failures and troubles and, positive, negatives, whatever they might have. And then you align better with them and your journey continues together. So once you realize these things, your mind really opens up. You don't get sour about losing friends. Like I've lost plenty of so-called friends. I've known a million people in my lifetime. I've been in the, clubbing industry for a very long time as well, as a hobby and so forth. And nobody's really a friend, man. It's a very
That's so
yeah. I know
that's
it's
so
hard
true.
to say, but a lot of people are there for the wrong things. You know, they want something out of you, or different. They have different agendas or anything like that. And then once that dries up, it's like, see you later.
Is that business though? Is that understanding that everyone that you sort of deal with in business is there for a specific reason?
No, not really. Business is cutthroat, and I can be cutthroat 100%, and that's what it's about, making hard decisions.
Yeah.
However, in saying that, that doesn't mean that every person's a bad person. There's definitely good people out there. You just got to find them.
100%, yeah.
And it's extremely rare to come across these people that actually want to do things and put their money where their mouth is, because a lot of people do the talk. You give them opportunities. You'll give them everything, the template on how to do something, and push them and educate them, and even give them the money to actually do it. And in the end, they won't do it. These are facts, And a lot of people want to do projects with you. It's all talk. And then when you start working together, everything falls apart. So
Even, I think I've seen it a lot, but even like sometimes I go through myself where it's like, sometimes we like the idea of something, but not what actually goes into it. It's like, oh, I want to make a multi-million-dollar clothing brand. Sounds really cool and fun. It's like, oh, fuck, well, I've got to come up with the designs. I've got to invest. I've got to do this. All the late nights, sleepless nights. You go, oh,
Yeah.
Do you remember we're texting and we're like talking about shipping?
Yeah. They
Like
just
a freight costs you $5,000.
Yeah, literally small things. Everyone's like, yeah, bro, start a clothing line. You got to wait a month from China, or if you wanted to express, it's an extra like $2 or $3 It's like, there you goes, all your
We're doing
profit
it
margins.
together, yeah.
And I'm like, man, this is like, not a lot of people are going to be able to understand. Or it's like anything where it comes to growth or business, they really like the idea of or the outcome, but it's like they don't know how to bridge that gap, or they don't want to bridge that gap of hard work. And I feel like that's a really big thing that a lot of people will struggle with.
look, we live in an age that everyone rather wants success instantly and instant gratification and instant, whatever the hell they want, big houses,
Overnight.
cars, whatever it is that you're after. But they don't realize that it takes you 10 years of just working and pissing against the wall, so to speak, until you figure out who you are, what you want to do, where you want to be, and how far you want to push yourself. You got to keep going and keep going. And I know it's a story that everyone preaches and everyone says, but it's true. There's nothing comes overnight unless you're extremely lucky to come into, a partnership with a person that's going to mentor you to get to where you need to be in a lot closer. I was fortunate enough to get a couple of mentors when I was younger, in my early 20s. And they helped me and educated me on, the last 30 years of their work. And I learned that in 3 years. You don't learn it straight away. It took me 3 years to still learn what, the good parts about all the dramas and, horrors that they've been through, for me not to repeat them. But then I still made my own problems and made my own issues and, problems for myself that I could have avoided. But you're just human. And like I said, the quicker you realize these things, the better it is for you.
With that being said, there's something we want to touch on. You said opportunity.
Yeah.
Do you think opportunity is always there and some people don't take it, or do you think we can create our own luck?
Both. You got to seize it. When there's an opportunity, don't be scared to jump and ask and, take a leap of faith, but it has to be calculated. An opportunity is not, hey, I'm just going to throw $100 million out of $100,000 and hope it sticks or hope it works out. That's not the way to do it. You got to be educated. You got to understand. You got to look into it. You got to do calculated risk assessment as well. What you're willing to lose. Are you willing to lose your time? If you're willing to lose your time, and if you think, even if I come to this point and I don't succeed, what's the most important thing to you? Education is to me, because that means that I can catch everyone in the next 6 months. So how many stories have you heard of people losing everything they've had? Last year, I'll give you an example. I lost a $9 million company. It was valued at $9 million because of another person, which I won't even get into. However, and there was a lot of, anger associated with it. But then I realized the only person that actually made the mistake is myself, because I allowed it to happen. I allowed the other person to infiltrate my life. Even though the actions were, some people might argue, yeah, but it's not your fault. They did A, B, C, D, and E. In the end, it still comes down to, hey, I'm talking to you. I went into business with you and I believed certain things that I shouldn't have. But it's a learning curve. So I'm not going to sit here and, cry over it and whatnot. I can't go backwards. The past is meant to be in the past, regardless of what it is, friendship, relationship, whatever happens. And then you just go forward.
That's like two things, like extreme ownership and self-awareness is two things you pretty much just said. It's like whether I actually did the action or whether it happened to me or for me. It's like I'm just going to take accountability for it, whether it's a good outcome or a negative one. And like I said, I just have to either learn from it, use it as a lesson, and go, now, okay, this has happened, whether it be 10 million, 100 million, or $10.
Yeah.
It's like, this is the stuff up that happened. I have to learn from that so it won't happen again.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the biggest step moving forward with anything. But the fact that you were able to even, like, the resilience is so high, which I think is a big thing for business in general. Like you just said, like 9 million, which for you, let's just say, might be a little bit of money. Whereas some
It's a
people,
lot of money, bro.
it is a lot of money. It is a lot of money.
It's
But let's
a
say,
hell
you
of a
know,
lot of money. It would have changed a lot of people's lives, you know?
for, that amount might be the equivalent of like $2,000 for somebody else.
Of course.
And what happens is some people will go, what the hell? This has just happened.
Yeah.
Throw in the towel. I'm done. It's not for me. I can't do this. Where it's like, well, you could have used that bit of information that you learned from that fuck up to make maybe 18 million and double it for the next time. But
100%.
it's either you take it as a lesson and improve upon it, or you go, nah, that's it. You throw in the towel. I feel like even Johnny said it in the past. It's like you only fail when you give up. And that's I think we both
agreed.
heavily.
100%.
Yeah. There's a lot to unravel. Like, one thing that I will tell you, I've tried a lot of things in my life, business-wise and, ventures and all sorts, and I failed hundreds of times. And some people look at it and a lot of people but you're failing, you're doing this, you're doing that. But it's a very narrow mindset. Because I couldn't give a shit what they think about. It's my experience and I learned through experience. Yes, I'm book savvy and I've been to uni and all of that. I don't use neither of my degrees either, right? Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. It still taught me valuable lessons. However, the majority of everything that I know today is all from prac. So everything that I've been through, whether it's good, bad, ugly and whatnot. And I'm sure I'm going to probably go through more, hopefully not, but more shitty situations, I guess. But I just got to be smarter, handle it, pick myself up and keep going and try to do it with the right people. In the end, no one stops for you. Yeah. Your family's not going to help you. Like whether you believe in God or not, I'm religious and God's definitely not going to help me because I've got my own power. And then like they say, he who helps himself, God will help, so to speak. That's 100% true. And I found that out the most hardest possible way when I was at my absolute bottom like 5-6 years ago. And when I figured that out, my willpower went overnight straight through the roof. And now I'm in control of my entire life. And I'm in my 30s, like well in my 30s. So, yeah.
Can we, if you don't mind touching on that, what was happening in that period of your life, if you don't mind sharing?
Where do I begin?
What was your first, you said you went to uni and then you got obviously all the degrees and stuff. What was sort of out of uni, what was your first sort of business venture on your own?
I'll tell you what I studied first.
So, 100%.
So I studied musculoskeletal therapy, Bachelor of Health Science. Yeah, wow. Right, so it's similar to a specialized type of physio, give or take. That's the best way I can. I'm not a physio by any means or form, nor I don't want to be, but that's the best way I can help you understand it.
Yep.
And then I did clinic, which was essentially working for free for the clinic for 3 years while we were there. It's sort of like something that we did, help people out. And then I was treating this little girl and her spine was so messed up. She was a 5-year-old girl. She was in there with her mother and it just broke my heart. And that literally I just went, nah, this is not for me because I got a little brother as well. And I took it really personal. And when I was born, I couldn't actually walk. There's another thing to put in there. Yeah, the doctor said to my mother that I'll never be able to walk and so forth. And my mum was an actual physio and she still is. She doesn't practice anymore. And then my mother worked on me for 6 to 8 months, I believe, from my memory. And then I started walking and now
I never knew that.
There's a lot. I've got a lot of pretty deep stories.
Is that because like how did that all happen? What was sort of the story behind there? They just said you couldn't walk and...
Yeah, it was just, I guess at birth, when my mother gave birth to me and whatnot, I had a specific condition that all the muscles in my legs were really weak. So based on that, that's the conclusion they came up with. And don't forget that was in former Yugoslavia. So,
yeah, wow.
I don't know how the systems were then. The financial system was great before the war, but, we all went through a whole bunch of stuff, the Bosnian, Serb, Croatian, whoever else. So it was an interesting period, definitely. But just coming to the country as a refugee and going through the things that most of us have gone through over there and seeing death, things that you shouldn't see, waking up at a hospital and seeing a bed made up every single day for 4 or 5 months that I was there.
You told me that.
And then knowing that it's somebody that passed away is, it doesn't get to me now, and it didn't get to me then, and it doesn't make me resent or hate anyone. Every human is, I guess, put into different pockets, religions and and nationalities and whatnot. But seeing this stuff really opened my eyes up to you're vulnerable, man. Yeah.
I think even a big thing of in whatever context, whether it be seeing death, war, drugs, whatever it might be, what you sort of see, I guess, at a younger age, what you're exposed to sort of ruffles the feathers of what you call the norm.
Yeah.
For an example, you said you were in the nightclub industry. I'm sure you would have seen a bunch of different things that a lot of people have never seen. Yeah. Let's just say drugs. Let's just say recreational drugs.
Yeah.
Some people don't even know what they are, whereas we might see it here, there, everywhere, and it just seems like almost second nature, like we don't even blink an eye. And that's what I'm assuming, like seeing war and seeing death, it's like, oh, that's just a part of life. Like I've seen the same with my dad. Like my dad fought in the Lebanese civil war, and he comes here, like, for example, everyone was freaking out during lockdown and COVID, and my dad's like, this is great. We're all staying home. Like, life's good.
Yeah.
Seeing your family members, everyone die,
100%.
and blood everywhere. You go, this is fantastic. Like
experiences, I definitely think shape who you are as an individual. And the power of that is, again, it's like not looking forward with positivity. That's the real sort of power in that too. Like obviously Johnny's got his stories and stuff too from, what he's gone through as well, and that turnaround too.
About him today.
Yeah. Now look, you'd probably need about 6 podcasts to go through all of our stories, to be quite honest. And
probably,
keep them pretty PG, but they go quite deep.
Yeah.
And nearly bashed someone just before in the car park.
No, we did. And in saying that,
just like, shut up, Johnny.
Staunched him.
I didn't do nothing. I'm a nice guy.
We're in Oakley. We wanted to get a quick bite on the way, and there was a car space in the middle, and we followed this lady. I'm like, "Can we take your car spot?" She's like, "Yeah, no worries. Go around this way, come out the back." But some other guy was trying to sneak in, and we weren't happy about it. So anyway, she drove out, and Damjan quickly drove in, got out of the car, just walked up to him and go, "You right?" I said, "No worries." He just drove off, shut himself.
I'd probably do the same thing, man.
He's like a 95-kilo guy. What are you, 100 kilos?
Yeah, I'm all right. No, it was all love,
Yeah.
But sorry.
I was just going back to sort of, you went to uni, you studied that. And then how did that sort of then shift from, you left obviously that career?
Yeah, so I went to uni, did a degree in the MST, and then I did a postgrad in law.
Yep.
And didn't use neither of them. It was just too dry for me. And then I had work experience at selling like music CDs.
Yeah, wow.
Like it was called Pink Video, believe it or not. Right, it was in St Albans, and from there I worked for a pizza shop and all sorts of stuff. I've done a lot of things, right? Made pizzas and did all my things when I was young. And then just kept going up and up and up. Started getting into real estate, construction, and pretty much never looked back. And then I did a lot of different side businesses, side hustles. Had a clothing label at one stage with a good friend of mine, but I didn't have the time or passion to put towards it. Then on top of that, we opened up a restaurant in COVID as well, just because, not for me. And then in the last, give or take, the better part of the last years that just went past, I've solely concentrated on what I know best, which is construction. And a lot of people have told me, listen, I know you're good at so many different things in the tech company that we've had and so forth. However, you need to just concentrate on one thing. And I never understood it. I said, no, but I want different, sources of income. It's not always the right decision,
Yeah.
For me now, I just want to do one thing and do it extremely well for the next 5 years, because there's an opportunity here.
It's funny you said that. It's really funny because we were having a conversation this morning too about, side businesses, all that sort of stuff. And a lot of people have this idea, I need multiple streams of income and all that sort of stuff. But if you put your time and energy into that one thing and grow that, substantially, that's what then further creates those opportunities in the future.
100%.
Yeah,
I agree.
It's funny because we're literally just talking about it.
Yeah.
A lot of people right now, they're in their 9 to 5. They have that idea where they think they need sort of multiple streams of income, whatnot. What was it? What was it back then for you that had that mindset where I need to start all these businesses? Like, when did you first get the realization of, all right, I need to make money, or I need to set my future up? Like, what was that? Have you always sort of been driven from?
I grew up in St Albans.
Yeah, okay.
That's probably going to explain a lot to you. With a lot of the St Albans guys that I stay in touch with, some of them, some I don't. A lot of them have gone away. Some of them passed away, and so forth. But it just goes to show what avenues people take. And a lot of my so-called, which I'm friends with now, but so-called guys that people look down on, they're doing extremely well, right? And they didn't even finish high school. A lot of my Serbian mates, my Lebanese mates, they're freaks of nature, right? And they're killing it. And there's different ways to achieve different things. And people don't understand as well, who set a rule that you got to be a multimillionaire when you're 20?
Yeah.
Who set a rule that you got to do it when you're 30, 40? Like, people, you know, a lot of people achieve success at different times of their life, and there's no right or wrong way to do it.
Yeah.
And a lot of them get it early, and then they piss it away. They become drug addicted and alcoholics and so forth, and lose their families. So it's not always perfect. There's some occasional people that really do well, and good on them. That's an amazing thing to look forward to. But you've got your own life, your own journey. Do it your own way. Like, there's no pressure, man.
So I think it's so important to, you know, enjoy the journey and like be present within that journey, where there's have that, you know, it's great to have what you want, but if you're enjoying the journey and everything that you're doing in between, you'll find that that end goal just comes to you more naturally anyway.
Yeah.
I think I'm sure, and I know in our backgrounds, sure in both yours as well, it's like, we say like in Arabic, it's like everything's predetermined to an extent. It's like your time will come for whether it be death, whether it be finances, business growth, whatever. It's like it's the same thing when people think of like an overnight success. Like you might have been able to build up for 15 years, and then on the 16th you make 10 million.
Yeah, 100%.
And people go, see,
He's lucky.
I've got to be a developer.
Yeah.
Again, like really easy example, because like his hot topic, Adrian Portelli at the moment. It's like he's been doing LTT literally 10, 11 years or something. Everyone's like, see, he made it, man. I'm going to start doing raffles as well. And it's like, it's not how it works, man. It's like the hours, the money into marketing, building the brand, the email marketing, everything that goes in for 11 years, and then it just goes bang. It's not just like a 3 week stint. He just made $1 million. Yeah. It was like win, loss, win, loss, win, loss. And it's like that deficit of loss just slowly creeps up. Then you get to ground zero where you sort of start breaking even, and then it's a really gradual climb, and then there's a bit of a spike.
Yeah.
But a lot of people think it's like you said, it's like why is this thing of like turn 18, get a job, go to uni, move out of your parents' house, family, kids, millionaire by 30?
I think you should fuck around a bit in your 20s like I did. I partied. I went to Europe, Tomorrowland, Croatia, Ibiza, USA, any festival you could think of, all over Europe.
I agree.
I blew all my money. I was selling drugs to do that, you know. That's how I did it. That's how I afforded it. And I was like, Panadol, you know.
Or maybe not. But that way of doing it. But
I had a lot of
not recommended.
experiences, right?
Yeah.
But like at my age now, like I learn a lot from traveling at a young age. I experienced different cultures, and I was pretty naive then, right? Good shredded Johnny Starr. All I wanted to do was go to Tomorrowland in my Speedos, be like Ziz,
That's awesome.
be a sick cunt, you know. And I did that. I'm not going to go back and probably do that again. Too old now, right? But I had those experiences. Yeah. You know, I did a lot of good things in my 20s. I think anyone who watches this too, go have a bit of fun in your 20s, because you don't know when your last day will be. Yep. You don't want to be old doing it in your 40s. It's not the same. You're ugly. Yep. Now you're in your prime in your 20s.
yeah.
Especially as a male, maybe 30 to 40.
I was going to say now. Yeah.
Like now I'm priming now.
Ready to
Yeah,
rock,
but I got,
Fucking
you know,
ready.
I'm not going to really do that right now, but you should go if you're watching this and you're a bit younger, save a bit of cash, go to Europe, go on a trip, have a holiday, have some fun, enjoy your youth a little bit.
100%.
When you get to when I turn 30, and even now is when I'm making a little bit more money, like money started to come to me, a bit wiser. I learn people. I learn a lot of sharks, and everyone's full of shit anyway. What I've realized over the past 2 years, a lot of people are flexing, and the ones that are flexing probably don't have a lot of stuff, right?
Yeah.
I've really learned that, especially the last 6 months. People are spinning. We've like some con artists coming through, like full of shit. Like,
Oh, we see it all the time. We see it all the time.
we've
in
met
our-
the biggest
yeah.
ones. Whatever you think, we've met the biggest ones recently.
It's
Yeah,
been wild.
and then as well, because of social media, right? Like everyone's trying to flex and feel like it doesn't matter.
Feel
like,
important, look important.
You know, it's all perception.
Yeah.
That's all it
Perceived
is.
value, yeah.
It's all perception. We
Yeah.
all go to our houses and
You just go to bed and have eat a meal anyway.
Yep.
Just stay in shape. That's the main thing. I think, you know.
it's important.
I think you got to stay in shape. Like we train our asses off.
I honestly
keeps
could not
happening.
agree more. Whether it be male or female, when you see someone with a decent or really good physique, it
Yeah.
instantly improves your level of respect for them, because you know how hard they've worked just to get that. And like you naturally think, well, if they're doing business or they have whatever they're doing, they must do that to a really high standard,
It's like
because
just energy as well. Like you feel good, you feel healthy, your
Yeah.
mental state's good. you know, you're physically healthy.
100%.
Just affects your overall energy.
sexy.
You're
I
going
think people
into
have
Nothing
this-
wrong with one
yeah.
that feels sexy.
It's
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
As humans, we make judgment. Let's say you see a really, really overweight male, 150 kilos, whatever it might be. He might be a billionaire. You might not, but you'd never think he's doing really well. And that's just how humans work. We usually make an
Assumption.
assumption. That's the word. Sorry. Based on I see, like, oh, he's really well groomed. He's got a nice car. Looks after himself. He's probably a businessman. Johnny Starr, very good looking man, very in shape. Probably looks after himself. Probably got a business. But it's like if he was like 130 kilos, or like before he got in shape when he went through that sort of doing COVID and stuff, you go, cool.
Another
Like
guy, another gym guy.
Yeah, just guys, bit overweight, whatever. Like you wouldn't think anything of it, and that's just how human nature works.
COVID was rubbish. I'm not even going to start on that.
And you got to make sure that you're happy. I got another mentor that I work with. He's done really well. He has no social media, and I sell homes for him and stuff. And he had a go at me the other day in a nice way. But sometimes people that aren't in your shoes or know what you're doing try and give you advice on your life.
Yeah.
And you just think, what the fuck are you talking about? It happens to me all the time. I try to avoid certain people because they try and tell you to do things, but they haven't actually done anything inspiring themselves.
Yeah.
They just think they know what to tell you. So he said to me, what are you doing with this clothing brand? Like, seriously, you got to exit this thing and try and sell it? Like, if someone came along and, mate, just get rid of the thing, what are you doing? Like, focus on your real estate. You're so good at it. That's where the money is. Do the developments to me. That's where the money is. I mean, fuck, I'm just about to open a retail shop. I did 10 grand in sales yesterday, right? But he doesn't know this stuff. I just took it in. I said it, and I was, trends kicking in. I just took a bit of trend. I shut the fuck up. I said, I'm thinking, I'm going to answer him. I said, because usually with older people, with me, I've got a lot of respect. I don't, I just kind of agree and go on with my thing. It's the first time I said, hey, bro, look, you know what? At the end of the day, what I'm doing is making me happy. He goes, you're burning yourself out. You pack at orders till 2 a.m. Got to think your missus, think of the future. I'm like, yeah, but that's what I want to do.
Fucking hell.
It makes me happy, yeah?
Yep.
Because you train too hard, you work out, you're always tired. I'm like, yeah, but it's my life. It makes me happy. What's it to you?
Yep.
He goes, oh, okay. Yeah, well, fair enough. That was it. It makes me happy. The shit I do when I make the clothes, when I hang out with you, make our videos on the drones, got to enjoy it a little bit. It's not always going to be fun. But you got to find that happiness. If someone tells you how to do things, they might have good advice, but I'm telling you, they're not living your life. I've taken that a lot recently.
A friend of mine who looks out for me a lot, and he goes, bro, you said you wanted to do clothing, coach, whatever it might be. He's like, this is all by choice. You chose to work 60, 70, 80 hours a week. You chose to lose sleep. You could have went and worked at Coles and just got a normal job. Or anyone that works for themselves, it's like you chose. It's like you're working hard by choice. If you want to, I'm not looking down on a 9 to 5 or a secure
He's
job.
the hardest worker.
Yeah, it's like, as you know, it's like you want to go work at Office Works, whatever it might be. It's like if that's your job that pays your bills, that's fine. But that's also a choice. So if you make the conscious decision to start your own business, you have to accept, okay, this is what comes with it. And if I actually want to make it fucking big and bust my ass, well, this is like I said, it comes with it. Like I said, I'm packing orders till 2 a.m, but I know that that's what comes with the goals that I have. And it's like understanding, it's like, this is what I want, and this is what has to go with it, or without each other, they don't really work. It's like, oh, I'm going to make 5 million in clothing, but I'll probably sleep until like 11. I'm tired, or like I'll just, I won't do any videos, or it doesn't really make sense. It's like you have to set the expectations for yourself that and everything you're doing by choice. It's the same as people
You're choosing to do it.
in like
I know what you're saying.
in like bodybuilding competitions. Like they're choosing by choice to be hungry,
God.
by
People tell me they're
choice.
suffering. I'm like, no one's making you do this.
You're choosing to get dick skin lean. Like that's on you.
No, you're trying to say,
There's
you're trying to dick skin leans a saying. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
My legs are.
I never thought of it that way.
I know, now you just
Yeah, now.
fucking picture it.
But you're
Yeah.
right. Yeah, you're choosing to do those things. His work ethic's next level. He's always doing something that's choosing colours or working on sites or negotiating land with other people, doing stuff in Mount Waverley now, buying big sites, doing custom high-end homes.
I ask questions. I always ask the questions when I meet people.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if I don't ask, well, if anyone doesn't ask, you won't know the answer.
But hey, you're seeking opportunities. Like, opportunities come to us. Sorry to interject.
That's okay.
But he laser focuses and actually targets them. Like I've noticed you always see them. Even you got my mate Ali to do your framing on one of your sites.
Yeah.
Well, you helped him because he's my mate. but you saw an opportunity there for him to work for you too.
Yeah, because he's a good guy, and
But you saw he's a good guy. But he's laser focusing on it. So I think we got to learn to seek opportunities and things a bit more. Fluffing around during the day, and sometimes you talk to someone, there might be an opportunity that comes up.
always, I
Yeah.
agree.
So
but look,
true.
a lot
You
of
don't
the
know who you're going to meet. Like we met
Ask
through Jay.
questions.
and don't get me wrong, 90% of the time
Could be
they'll
bullshit.
talk shit.
Yeah. But
These
some
are
of them
facts.
work.
Still 10%.
Still 10%, even if it's a 1%, it's a 1% that can change your life and their life and the people around you. And if it's not worth asking, if it's not worth asking, then no magic is going to happen, man.
It's like
You
talking
create
to
your
that
own
girl,
magic.
you know?
Yeah.
You're not going to ask her out. When I saw my missus at the gym, I said hi to her. I thought she was cute. If I never spoke to her, she wouldn't be seeing her tonight. Going out for dinner. You got to talk to that girl.
Ask
That's
the question.
opportunity.
Just
Talk to
ask
that
the
girl.
questions. It's like literally the easy saying. It's like you miss every shot you don't take.
What if? What if you don't?
Yeah.
But it is hard to do it.
Yes.
It's networking. It's asking the right questions. Like, even in our job too, when, you've got I had a block up for sale a few months ago. It's a development project. And, you get inquiries whenever you speak to people. Oh, what do you do? Where do you build? Oh, you build out that way. Oh, yeah, and build that rapport too. And that's how it all sort of stems. And then from there, it's just like, yeah, I love you, mate. You're great. I'll give you my other few blocks on, the other side of Melbourne I want to sell. It's how it works. It's networking. It's having those conversations.
Yeah, look, our industry is probably the toughest it's ever been, especially in the last 3 years, give or take, 2.5, 3. And,
Is that off the back of COVID, you reckon?
COVID was good. It was after COVID and just what's happening.
after
People think,
effects.
we're going into recession. We've been in recession for a very long time. People just don't know this. People can argue with me. They can do whatever they want. Everyone's entitled to their opinions.
They haven't titled
I've got
it.
my own. Couldn't give a shit about theirs. It's very simple, right? And there's a reason why I've got my own statements, and it's based on research and things that I look forward to. Point of the matter is, builders have had it extremely rough because a lot of them went under, and I don't feel remorse for a lot of them, to be quite honest. And this talk about my own industry is because a lot of them don't know what they're doing. They were extremely lucky to be in a positive, very healthy market that work just came to them, but they're not used to hustling. So a lot of them were crying and licking their wounds and so forth. Well, that's what happens in a hard market. You got good times, you got bad
agents.
times. And a lot of people,
Now it's like tough.
yeah.
Oh, it's fucked. You just see them dropping like flies now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a lot of
real estate
people, I know.
He's got a real estate company.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
In Melbourne?
Yeah. We just opened up real estate
Oh, it's
company
exciting.
now as well.
Yeah,
Might have
I'm
to
not going to be heavily involved in it, but yeah.
Might have to.
just sell his projects. Unlimited listings.
Yeah, but in saying that, a lot of just going back to what I was saying, people get dealt the wrong hands based on their actions, right? So 7,000 plus builders went under, I think, the last financial year, give or take. I could be wrong, and 4.5, give or take, the year before that, right? So that's in construction, businesses, everything like that. And that equated for, 30% of all insolvencies or something? These are the figures that I heard in all of Australia. And like those are staggering numbers.
Crazy.
And a lot of individuals hate on builders, but not every builder's a bad builder. There's builders out there that are family-owned businesses that do exceptionally well. There's a lot of good trades. Yes, they're hard to find, but a lot of them get, spat on, so to speak. I don't know how to put it in nice terminology. And everyone's life becomes harder. Same as real estate agents, as an example. There's a lot of good real estate agents, but 99% of them, they use realestate.com as an agent. That's who the agent is. They sell the properties, right? Realestate.com sells it. Can I put on realestate.com? Yes, so can we. Click, right? So I'm sure you can relate to this, real hustlers that we've come across, and there's a really good amount of them right out there. You'd know this better than anyone. They know what they're talking about. They know how to sell a project. They know how to sell emotion, how to sell a dream. They know what the build is about, what the home is about, everything like that. So anyway, it's I can go on for hours about this, but
Should you talk about also what you're specialising in? Like,
yeah,
you think high-end Brighton properties, they're affordable in further suburbs out. That's pretty much what you've specialised in.
Yeah.
Would you say?
Yeah.
So I think you go through a display home in Toorak, Brighton, you see the colours, the palettes, the curved walls, the architecture. You've made that almost affordable.
yes, no, we definitely have.
No one's
So-
doing that though.
Yeah, you should
Yeah,
see
but
the
they
shit-
can do it.
You're bridging
Yeah,
the
but
gaps.
I mean that's good. Like, because when you think about it too, no one's actually doing that because
No.
a lot of builders don't see.
No, you know, you go, you'll see like tiles halfway, 2.4 meters, really low ceilings.
The industry
It's just
standards.
Very standard, low
100%.
spec. And that's just what you come to expect in the, 30 Ks out from the city, 20 Ks out from the city.
Yeah, that's due to volume builders.
Exactly,
right. Yeah.
But you've categorized that's not the right terminology. You're bringing a product now that's affordable
Yes.
that actually looks sexy, to put it like that. Yeah.
If you work
Got
with
Louis Vuitton you can buy Louis Vuitton at Coles.
Yeah, something like that. I just literally imagined Louis Vuitton.
Yeah, now I
I was like,
picturing. I
damn.
was
Like,
like,
fuck, I can afford that.
Yeah.
That looks really good.
Yeah.
How many times have I called you? How my mate's looking to buy this? Has got 500, 600 grand. You go, I'll send him this project. He goes and buys it.
It's
4
bridging
or 5
that
of my
gap.
mates are just buying his projects. Bang, bang, bang.
how did you get into it? How did you get into construction industry?
So I've been in the construction industry for the last 15 years.
Yep.
I started real estate, absolutely hated it. Did the whole door knocking.
Oh, so you're actually in sales?
Yeah,
done
oh,
everything.
definitely.
He's
Yeah,
done
no, I've
everything.
been, and then I started selling
either hate
homes
it
out
or
of a
you love it.
garage,
hard,
which
yeah.
is your display homes, working for all volume builders that you can think about.
Oh, wow.
Then I worked for a lot of builders, which I won't name, that went under as well. And then I saw that whole journey unfold, and I was present the whole time. I lost a lot of money. I lost like 200 grand plus in commissions. And I was young. That's a lot of money for anyone,
yeah.
right? Even now, it's a lot of money I could use with $200,000.
$200 is a lot of money.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And from that point on, I met my mentor, Wally Mega, which I'll name. The guy changed my life. He's helped me get to where I am today. Really
did you meet
inspired me. I literally was supposed to start working, I think, for Burbank or one of the mob. And I came into his office, and I just remember he was smoking a cigarette in his office, just old slab.
Inside?
Inside, didn't care. And he just saw something in me, and I kicked it off with him. I started on that day, and I never looked back. And he's an absolute gentleman. He's taught me so much in my life, and I'll always respect him for it. And even when he was a part of whatever happened with his ex-company and so forth, I was there and I helped him through the whole transition of it, and I never asked for anything back because how much just knowledge he gave me. And no one's given me that, not even my own father in a sense, because he wasn't involved in the industry and so forth. So these are the type of people that inspired me to also pass my knowledge on. The only problem is nobody wants to listen, right? A lot of people, they think, yeah, I want a mentor, I want this, I want that. Well, you got to listen, my friend. You got to try it. Nothing happens overnight. If somebody comes up to you tomorrow and gives you $10 million, 90% of the time, you're not actually going to know what to do with it. You can crack on about some crappy story that you're going to do, but you won't know. You need to understand why and how to deal with that, that, how do you even say it in English? You got to be accountable for it, right? The accountability, you got to be invested in it as well, because that's a lot of money to just piss away. And people got to believe in you, because in the end...
It's like those lotto winners. They'll lose it after 2 years. You want to learn how to make the millions rather than get the millions. Would you rather get 10 million in 4 years or have the 10 million now?
Yeah.
Learn it. That's what you want to learn.
Yeah.
I'm trying to learn from guys like this.
You touched on it briefly about sort of parents and that sort of thing, and obviously with being ethnic and that sort of thing, and how they grew up is very, very different to what we have access to these days. And you feel like that has a massive impact on sort of what we do in life, because I feel like I've seen it with, not myself personally, but a few of my friends as well, where their parents pretty much push them to do what is good for their generation or what they think. You should become an engineer. It's it's really, really good. It's like, well, I don't want to do that. And what's your thoughts? Or like, were you impacted by that as well? Do your parents say, you not do what you want to do?
No, my parents were really good. I used to, look, I'll say it black and white, whether my mum or dad want to ignore it or not. But I used to get belted when I was younger, as most of, the WOG kids did. And I respect them for that now. And a lot of people, they're like, yeah, but you can't, hit your kids, whatever. I'm not about that. However, the way I grew up with, I think I'm very fortunate. I am very fortunate that I've been through all the shit that I've been through, right? And I wouldn't change anything, all the bad stuff, even when I was at hospitals and all of that stuff, not a single thing. I've reflected back on it, and that's my life. Like, that was my journey, and I'm here because of that. Mm-hmm. Like, I've been sober for the past 5 years, completely, not a single sip of alcohol and so forth, because I realized all my passion that you were talking about before, when I was in my early 20s, I sort of started losing it after a while because I fell into specific social traps and so forth, and, you know, grew up out of my 20s and so forth. And then I realized how much I felt in love with life again in my 30s. And I'm literally grateful to just be here, and I'm happy. And I enjoy my life. Regardless of what way it's at the end, it's going to happen.
Yep.
Whether it's good, bad, or ugly, I've only got what I can work with.
Now.
And it's up to me what I do with it.
Yeah.
It can be 1 year, 5 years, 10 years. In 10 years, guys, I can, like, not just myself, but you guys, whoever, you can become, you know, worth tens of millions of dollars, and then you can lose it all the next year after that. People don't think about these things. And what are you going to do then? What are you going to do then? Everything can get wiped like that. This is what I mean. Life just keeps going on. What are you happy with? What do you want to do? And it's not what you want to do in your career. Like, what do you want to do with life? I want to have kids in the next year. I keep nagging my fiance, you know, and I keep telling her I'm going straight for triplets, you know, having a joke. But like, you know, I want to have a family as well. That's important to me.
Yeah.
And it's important to me, not because it's just my age. I think it's a beautiful thing as a part of naturally growing up and being a human being. You know, some people don't want families, and I respect all of that. But what do you want to do? What can you see yourself?
Family's
I want to help my kids grow up the way I grew up, because I think our generation, give or take, is probably one of the last generations that grew up the way we did, especially the ones that have come here from overseas and so forth. And I'm extremely proud of that, man, because the way the new generations are growing up, it's a lot different to us. You know?
Completely.
Not all in a bad way. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of great kids out there, and kids that inspire me. There's like 22-year-olds that inspire the shit out of me.
Yep.
You know, my little brother included. It's just the way you visualize things and what you want to take out of it and what you want to give back, because I believe in giving back. It's the most important thing.
I think everything, especially with the generations, comes back to what we were saying before. It's like adversity builds character. You sort of go through a certain thing. When life's just always easy going, or you grow up really easy around money and like everything's healthy, everything's good. It's like I find with most people, from what I've seen anecdotally as well, it's like it removes that drive to try and take a leap out of what's normal. Because like, okay, I got food, I got family, I got a normal job, everything's okay. So it's like you have no reason to go, I need to break this. Like, for example, me, like I've always told myself in my head, like, I want to be the one to change the bloodline. It's like, we've always just been like, not poor, not rich, just like a standard family, which is fine. But it's like, I don't want that anymore. I want that, like, this last name will no longer be average. And like, that's what I've always just told myself.
It's amazing.
Because like, when you sort of grow up, like, you know, it's small thing. I'm sure we've all probably went through when we were younger. It's like, hey, mum, can I have this? Not right now. Instead of just like, oh yeah, let's just buy it. Buy the shoes right now. It's like, no, maybe not right now.
Yeah.
Or small things like that. And you go, fuck, man. It's like, that sucks. Like, I want to change that. And it's like having that mindset of like, when you go through, let's just say shitty situations, you go, oh fuck, I don't want my family to go through that. I don't want my brother, my siblings to ever have to go through that. So I feel like that's a really, really big thing, especially with the generations now, whether it be access to information, technology, easier incomes. It makes them, I guess, probably lack of a better word is like a little bit softer.
Yeah.
And not wanting to step out of their comfort zones and try new things.
I'll tell you something crazy.
Well
I was
said.
speaking to, which I think you guys can relate to, my business partner, Dragan, about this. I asked him and I said to him, do you remember when how much pocket money did we used to get when we were younger? And we were like maybe 15, 16, right? So it was about $20. And that $20, I kid you not, I don't know how. And things weren't cheap then either, that people are talking, yeah, but things were $1 you can get a house. Man. No, it wasn't like that. It was recent, right? That $20 used to last me 2 weeks, man. I'm not even...
I believe you, man.
Bullshitting. That's 2 weeks, and I remember it vividly what I used to spend it on. And now when you look at your cost of living, it all comes down to just who you are and what you do with them, man. It's not about my cost. It's your choice, like you said. It's the choices that you make. Yeah. Where you go, what you do, what you spend. And the more money you have, your lifestyle probably gets a little bit more luxurious and this and that. However, it's not going to get any easier. You're just going to have a bit more problems, bigger bills. People don't get this. Yep. And in the end, you can have a double-story 50-square mansion that you can have 3 people living in it, which you're hardly ever going to be home because you're going to be working. Yep. Like, you have to balance these things out. And the reason I say that is because I've experienced a lot of that growing up and wanting to achieve more, and I do. Yeah. But now I'm looking at at it a little bit different. Yes, I want wealth, and wealth for me means literally no stress, not having to worry about paying for health bills or something that comes up, because I lost a lot of people in my family to cancer, as an example. Freaks me out, that stuff. Not being able to help people. That's number one. Me as a provider or as a man, I want to be able to help everyone around me. That includes friends. Like, it'll break my heart not to do that, you know? And that's what drives me, things like that. Yeah. Yes, I want to take my family on a holiday.
It's not all material stuff.
Yeah.
It's the little things that
and don't get me wrong, I own nice stuff, but I've cut down on it completely, and I pick and choose what I want to enjoy. And it's for me. It's not for anyone else. It's not because, I own this because of you. It's for me. I bought my car to drive it, not to park it in the garage. I drive it because I enjoy it. The wheels fall off, they fall off. Big deal. I'll go back to driving something else, you know, like a standard. It doesn't bother me anymore at all. And I've only realized that in the last 5 years, which is crazy.
Do you want to say?
No, you're fine.
I just want to let him talk because it's a podcast. You know what?
We just had like a
No,
two-way conversation.
it's literally a conversation.
It's an open
Yeah,
No,
100%.
I'm just sitting.
It was just
back.
Damjan and I the whole way through.
No, what I've done though is, you know, I've been really conscious to live within my means and cut down on my spending too.
You've always
I've
been
always
a big advocate
been
for
like that. I told you not to buy that car, but you still bought it. But it doesn't matter because I did the same thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm not just bringing it up, but yeah. Fuck.
But I'm the same as Damjan. It's
Yeah.
like one of those
But
things. Like,
enjoy
I just
it,
do
enjoy it.
exactly
Exactly,
right.
you did it,
Everyone's
yeah,
like, park it, don't
So
put the K's
I
up.
still don't own a car, yeah? I still drive my dad's spare Camry. Every time I drive the G-Wagon, I use Harry's. Every time I drive the Lambo, it's Harry's. Every time I Rolls Royce, it's Harry's partners. So I can just take him on. It's free. So I can drive it. I feel like a mad cunt driving it, whatever. I understand why. You want to flex, you want to feel good. I'm over that now. I like driving my Camry rocking out because that's who I am. I'm living within my means still. And then it gives me more cash flow to do other things.
Right.
So I really don't mind cutting back. I try doing my meal prep still. I go by the and I like showing people even now where I'm actually doing pretty okay. Like, I'm not a billionaire, but I'm doing okay. Open up the retail shop still. I'm just want to show people you don't have to flex.
Yeah.
Doesn't make you any better. People that go to you because you are doing those things, they want that too. It's great. I want all that shit as well, but it's going to take me time to get there. And I'm 35 still, so don't be disheartened if Karim's driving a off its tits M2 and stuff, whatever. It doesn't make you better or worse. Or you see all these people with fancy cars and all this stuff. Just be a good person, work your ass off. It'll come to you when you're ready. And if you want it, fucking, you're allowed to want whatever you want.
Yeah.
You can want the hottest fucking physique, the hottest girls. You can want whatever you want. Whatever makes you happy, go for it. It's completely cool. But it doesn't define you. You know, don't have to. It's not all about that. Trust me. Like, I'm driving these cars all the time. Like,
So many people.
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Trust me. You'll see it. People want it. It's cool.
I think what Damjan said is perfect. It's like
Yeah.
he got the car.
Yeah.
He wants it.
I said to him, hey, when just before in Oakley, I said to him, that guy might have keyed your car. He goes, that doesn't matter. He just said, gives a fuck. Yeah.
But it's like he got it because he likes driving.
He
It's
likes
a car
it, yeah,
he
yeah.
wanted.
Not doing
It's
it for
not
other
just
people,
like
yeah.
something for him to post on Instagram.
But
It's
at the same time, I love looking sick with my physique because I know people look up to it. It makes me feel good.
exactly right.
There's
I
nothing
agree.
wrong with that. But if you're happy being out of shape or just the norm, it's cool as long as you're happy. I love
It's actually doing it for you, whatever it might
love
be.
it. That's part of my brand too, so it's good branding, you know.
Of course.
But I'll do everything I can. Just live within your means a bit. Trust me. It's less stress, I'm telling
Yeah.
you.
You know what? I wish there was a system that every human being
Yeah.
can get any car that they want to get for 1 year.
Yeah.
Just drive it for 1 year so they can get it out of their system
Yeah.
and they can realize that it means absolutely nothing. The other thing is a lot of people are like, they want to flex and be in a car, fast car.
Nothing wrong with
You
that.
fucking drive it so fast anyway. No one sees you anyway, right? Because you drive it to enjoy it.
But those
Do you
things
not?
are cool.
No,
It's
but
cool.
they just see you zoom past. Big deal. They don't even know who's in the freaking car. They're like, what an idiot.
But it's the best thing to aspire. But it's cool to want those things. I want them all. It's fun. And if it makes you feel cool riding a motorbike, it's fucking cool.
Yeah, until you go to Dubai, like I spent
Oh, and
almost
then
2
make
years
you-
there, and then you just realize every
Everyone is-
single thing, it humbles you so quick.
Yeah, exactly.
So quick. Everything becomes obsolete.
Yeah.
Everything, including mansions, everything. It just
was,
comes down to who you are as a human.
Exactly.
A gentleman we had on a while back, Josh Jones. If you put it on his story.
Oh, Josh.
Yeah,
Oh,
Josh,
he's
I know Josh really well. I was
Yeah.
in Dubai with him.
yeah,
Love
yeah.
Josh.
On
Yeah.
his story, he literally goes, if you ever want to feel poor, just come to Dubai.
Yeah.
He goes, so for example here, like, you know, you'll see a G-Wagon in Turkey or something, and everyone's like, holy shit, a G-Wagon.
Yeah.
And like in his basement, in his apartment, there's like 8 of them. Everyone just drives them as per normal. And it's like just the level of wealth and success is a whole nother thing.
Different breed over
Yeah,
there.
and
Josh is so good.
but I'm
He's-
sure you've probably, sorry to cut you off, I'm
No,
sure
yeah.
you've been through it, Damjan. It's like,
But it might get you disheartened seeing it all.
You-
Like you
you
get
know, whether
jealous.
it be a nice
Get
watch, a
envious,
nice
don't
car,
worry, yeah.
whatever it might be. I'm sure you've probably driven your nice car early in the morning, driving to work going, fuck, I've just lost a bunch of money, or you're sad. Everyone thinks it's like you buy this nice thing and life's just perfect. But then realize like inside of your bubble of this nice car or G-Wagon, whatever it is, like you're still very upset or things are still going shit in your life just because you have that thing.
My life's chaos, bro.
Yeah.
Like that's the best way I can put
Yeah.
probably any man's life. This is what I believe anyway. It's chaos. The responsibilities, the pressures, people don't understand. Oh, you got it easy, you're a male. Okay, cool. If I go down this path, me and you
Don't
talk
go
about
there. We
it,
said not to go down there.
I will
On
go
the
hard.
rants.
Right? You haven't seen no podcast like it. If I go down that path, right? I've got strong beliefs with certain things. However, I respect everyone, and respect everyone and what they believe in. However, that doesn't mean
How many genders is there?
I don't start. There's 2 genders.
That's right, my man.
2. 1, 2. Anyway, but in saying that,
Johnny's just trying not to take off his fucking top at this
he's pressing the accelerator.
Yeah, he's like fucking hot.
A comment. Don't
Yeah.
talk about that stuff. Stay
Yeah.
out of it.
Yeah.
Literally.
Stay out of it.
Anyway, but going back to business in general,
Yeah, what's the viewer going to get value out of seeing this now? With your experiences, how successful you've been. My friends, he's selling homes to my friends like this weekly, bang, 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 bang. And you're paying your agents huge comms.
yeah, we pay our agents healthy.
600 grand property, 35 grand com, 25 grand com. It's good com, and you're still making margin in it.
Correct. These are, and that doesn't take away from the clients that they sell it to either, because it's actually from the build margins themselves, because there's specific projects that we put together with the developers and that we can save a lot of money on. Long story short, what I'm passionate about is getting everyone into their first home at a very affordable but luxury finish, and it's possible. The reason it's possible for us as a builder, as an example, is because we don't have extremely high overheads. There's a small team, it's a lean team, and we take our time at actually looking for our suppliers and finding the best price. And you can. A lot of people ask us, but how can you compete with the volume builders? We don't compete with the volume builders because the volume builders, yes, are cheaper with a low spec, right? That's why you see houses that you go into a display home and everything's an upgrade, right?
Yeah.
So with us, are we the cheapest? No, we're not the cheapest, but we're not the most expensive. But I can tell you 100% that you're going to be getting a 10 times better quality product with the finishes and with the workmanship, because we're proud of what we build. It's not about numbers and building 1,000 homes. I only want to ever get up to 100 homes a year. And that's a lot for us as well, right? Ideally, I'd like to hit that number in the next 5 years, and we will, the way we're going, especially
100
with the
per
Melbourne
year.
market. Yeah. That's our target, and especially with the Melbourne market. And the Melbourne market currently, everyone thinks it's terrible. It is. It's on the the bottom of the U, so to speak, but it's the last to bounce back. There's so much migration that's happening in Australia. A lot of it's focused in Melbourne alone, and homes need to be built.
They said Melbourne will catch up to Sydney eventually. Am I right in saying that? You know better than me because you're actually doing more real estate.
Sydney, Melbourne at the moment's Victoria at the moment's pretty fucked. But that's just because of a range of different things. We're the only guys to have, put in that tax law, which has really affected investors buying now. So you find that a lot of investors are
Pay
getting
back
out
the
of the
COVID
market.
bill.
Yeah, that's what it was for. A lot of investors at the moment not in the market. They're selling up. I've sold probably about 10 investments in the last 6 weeks. 10 properties
10,
where
6,
yeah,
that's
10.
a lot. Wow.
10 rental properties.
yeah.
Where they're sort of like, yep, no, we need to sell.
Land tax.
Yeah, land tax. That's all it is too, and that has, believe it or not, that's heavily affected then the market in general. I'm not sure too much about the building market. I have spoken to a few builders as well. They're saying that things are going to pick up very slowly
Do you
from
sell
here
to
on
many
out.
investors? Mostly first time.
Yeah, a lot of them.
Yeah,
a lot of our clients
yeah.
are investors.
It's more so because obviously there's different sort of groups of investors. It's
Correct.
more so like you've got your guys that, who
Older-
like own
older
one
people.
or two properties.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're the ones that are struggling. Where they're like, oh shit, we need to sell
Yep.
these ones, and then you got your big fish that have got 10 plus,
Yeah, big portfolios.
and then you got your big boys
Yep.
that are your full developers.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been interesting.
Yeah, look, I'm extremely excited about our market. I'm probably the most excited I've ever been in my entire career. I love where we're going. In the next 5 years, we're going to have opportunities that probably not going to be repeated in my lifetime, I'd like to say. And I'll, isolate that specifically. And it's about the hustle now, establishing the right relationships, friendships, and building up your brand, building up who you are as a person. Branding is extremely important.
100%.
It's
Yeah.
probably the most important thing, especially now with social media. Social media is a curse in many different ways, but it's also a beautiful thing when it comes to businesses, companies, touching the right
Growth, yeah.
people.
Oh my God.
Everything like that.
Excuse me, I shouldn't say that. Oh my gosh. Social media has just changed my life completely. Networking, meeting people. Today, man, like all the boys came down to the shop. You came, Carl came. The Sparky that came to the fit out today. I know of him, but he bought a jumper from me like 4 days ago. And I text him to say thank you. Because on Shopify, you get people's number. So I text every person and say thanks. And I said, hey, bro, thanks so much for supporting. I really appreciate it. But he goes, oh, you're the GOAT, blah, 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 whatever, something like that. And then I'll show you exactly what happened. So this is the power of social media. So I text Carl, this is on Thursday, 7:30 a.m. Good morning, Carl. It's Johnny from Never Home. Just wanted to say thank you for supporting my brand. Have an amazing day. You're the GOAT, Johnny. Been following you for years. Love you, dude. This is 7:34. Packing your order now. What's your IG? I'll tag you. He goes, Prior Electrical. So I looked him up, saw his page, Prior Electrical. I'll even show you. This is the power of social, though. So I didn't really know him yet. Just someone who bought a jumper off me. Now, because I knew that he knew who I was, he's probably going to, look after me, build a relationship, and I'll leverage that relationship. So I looked him up, Prior Electrical. There's no internet in here. It's a bit slow. Cut a long story short, I'm just trying to connect. I looked up his page. He had done all these great fit outs for stores. I'm thinking, oh, he's an electrician. This is Thursday. We're meeting at the shop on Sunday. I'll invite him down. So I said to him, love you, dude. Noted. Man, sick work. Would you have the time to maybe help with some lighting at the store opening? It's in Brighton. 100%. Let's catch up. Fucking legend on Thursday. Hey, bro, I'll just bring your order on Sunday with me. 10 Station Walk, Brighton. This is today. 9:30 a.m. See you then. Confirming? I'll be there 100%. Let's dominate. I go, we're taking over. So he came to the shop this morning. I just freaking met him. That's
crazy.
social.
Yeah.
And he only buying the clothes.
Taking that opportunity, like you said, asking
I
the
said,
right
"Fuck."
questions.
I said, I'm going to jump on this straight away. And then you call me. I said, hey, come down to the store because he's got an eye for it. I don't know how to fit out a shop. I know he does. I know Carl does. I know Ali does, So I got all the boys down there this morning. I strategized it. We all sat back and I said,
That's good. Really good.
boys, tell me how to do this. You had an idea, they had an idea, This is all social media. It's all social media. You can meet great people. It's really powerful.
Going back to when you said you're so excited,
Yeah.
it's so important because the market we're in at the moment is sort of the bottom.
Tough.
It's tough, and
tough.
that's when the biggest, the biggest sort of flowers and trees are planted in that in the bottom
Yes.
for them to grow up to be the best. That's when people really capitalize on, building such great things.
Yeah.
From this bottom market that we're in.
Well said.
Definitely.
Yeah. So I definitely like whether you're an
Also
agent,
Mark,
if you're selling shit now in this market we're in, you're just gonna fucking flourish
100%.
in the good markets. The same with your industry too. Like if you're so established now in this shit show, like imagine next few years. You have
Imagine
to be
when
excited
interest rates
about
go
it.
back down.
Yeah.
People get a bit more money.
Yeah, but it's just a perception. Once again, you're exactly right. And they're waiting for the wrong thing. They should be entering the market now.
We know that.
There's $40,000 land rebates now,
Best
today.
time. They should be buying now. Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? So this is when, you're going to get the best prices, best opportunities from builders, from real estate agents. This
We're
is
not-
when you should be buying. When
The buys ought to be in a certain suburb.
Yeah.
They're
We're not
stuck on
getting
it. They get
2%.
pushed out.
We're not going to hit 2% ever again unless
Nah,
we hit
no way.
unless we hit World War III or fucking then we got bigger issues, you know.
yeah,
we're not-
that's the thing when everything gets wiped.
Yeah,
clean.
that's when then we're going.
Percent still so low.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is. It's very low.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
100%.
I think.
I'll touch just quickly on perception, just something that was on the top of my mind.
Yeah.
Say it,
I
man.
think people are going to find value out of this. So I did I was at a conference essentially that I presented our tech company a while ago, probably going back 2 years now, 2.5 years, in front of 5,000 people,
Wow.
right? I was shooting bricks when I was up there because
Oh,
I'm
really?
looking at people that I don't know. I'm about to just blurt out a whole bunch of stuff that I hope makes sense, which I knew my stuff, but still, you know, I'm second guessing certain things. I'm not used to it. It was my first time doing such a thing. Long story short, when I saw the video after, I looked amazing, man. Like everything was said exactly how it looked incredible, like it was staged. But the point of the matter is, inside, if you knew how I was feeling, and this is what people don't see, in the background, what's actually happening,
Yeah.
the hard work that I was trying to focus on this lady, which was in the middle of the room,
Yeah.
and I was just staring at her.
Yeah.
And at the end, she came up to me. It was this older lady.
What the
right?
fuck
It
are
was
you looking at?
creepy, right? But what I was doing, I tried to zone in on her, so that way I can just like speak and pretend
Blur
like I was,
everyone else,
yeah, you know
yeah.
what I mean. So it was like tunnel vision.
Yeah.
And she came up to me after, and she's like, "Hey, my name's I can't remember what her name was." And she's like, "I know what you were doing," and I'm like, "Hey, sorry, I know it's a little bit creepy. I was probably like, you know, out of 5,000 people looking at you." She's like, "No, I'm a." She's essentially somebody that helps people in a social environment
Yeah.
and speak in front of people.
Yeah.
And
Wow,
it
what are the
happened to be
odds?
her.
What are the odds?
Do you get what I'm saying?
that's funny.
Yeah, and all of these things, universe works in amazing ways, right? Even with Johnny, meeting Johnny and us just clicking, we have so much in common in the last 6 months that I haven't met somebody like that for a very, very, very long time. And like I said, certain roads align now, and they go to beautiful places. You know what I mean? Yeah.
We got some funny stories.
I really love what you said. Really, like, at the start, you said when some roads have to end, so another one can join, and
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
literally.
I've leveled up so much the last 2-3 years. I've let friends go, and I didn't want to do it. I was so nice. I let friends go. Some of my best mates, I let them go by not returning their calls for a week. And I told them I'm just too busy. I had to let go. If you're watching this now and you're progressing, because you're watching this podcast, we're all animals in our own right. We want to succeed. We're ambitious. All of us, right? We want to do things. It's our testosterone. We're fucking men. We are driven. We want to fucking dominate. I want to dominate. Nothing wrong with that. All of us do, deep down. I'm happy to say it. I want to take over the fucking world with my brand. I do, and I will. Whatever it takes, I'll keep trying. It's in me. I wake up. How can I dominate this day? This podcast, what it is. If you have friends that you've grown up with that are just not progressing with you, you can let it go. Now I can't. The time I used to spend with these people, I can give to this guy now, and he's leveled me up. We're just going up and up and up. I think it's okay to do that. You just progress. They were part of your journey in the past.
The circle evolves.
You move on. You evolve. You keep going up. Harry, he's got 3 billion in the pipeline. 3 billion, he told me. He's only got 3 billion in the pipeline. I hope I don't mind me saying this. One of his friends died recently. He didn't go to the funeral. He was too busy. Plus, the guy fucked me over in the past. I'm not going. Fuck it. I'm like, oh,
That's life, man. That's
ruthless, yeah?
That's how it has to be.
And that's what it is. So don't be an asshole, but it's okay to level up and move on. Don't feel bad. I don't feel bad. Look at me. I'm killing it. I'm fucking happy. I'm shredded.
Putting yourself first.
I'm shredded. Best thing, shredded, right? It's the best thing. So don't feel bad if you've got to level up for some friends, but don't forget your close friends that helped you too. Don't forget them.
Yeah.
But if they're not on your level, they're just like, I had a few shit mates, just shit cunts. They're sniffing. They're on the pipe still. Whatever it is, get away from it. Move on. Don't feel bad. Level up and get around good people. Like Michael, this guy's a gun. Day one. That day I loved you when you're on the stepper and you had your iPad?
Oh yeah,
I'm like, fuck, he took my advice. He's on there. He's working.
yeah.
And he's on the stepper. What a sick cunt.
That was
I said,
funny.
what a sick cunt. He's doing it. He's putting in the work. And you level up. So level up. And then if you got to move on from those people, you're allowed to.
I think one word you said, which I've gotten a lot from you today, in the sense it's like sort of that ruthlessness of cutthroat, but more so in the sense of ruthlessness with yourself. Like, it's my fucking fault. Whatever, because at the end of the day, realistically, whatever happens is it's your fault. You know, it's your fault. You own it. You suck it up. You understand it. You learn. You fucking move forward.
Yeah,
I think that's a trait that, you know, I think we
all
in
of
this
us
room
have.
all have, and I think it's very important.
One thing that I hate hearing, because I hear it all the time, is I should have done it 5 years ago.
Yeah,
Should have done it 10 years ago.
Yeah.
The ship sailed. You're going to be the same person saying that in the next 5 years.
Yeah.
Should have bought it 5 years ago. Should have bought it 10 years ago. People don't understand their power. And a lot of people say this, you can become whoever you want. 110% you can do whatever the fuck you want to do. Whether you're a girl, whether you're a guy. It just takes time. And you gotta keep going. If your environment prevents you from doing it, guess what?
Change your environment.
Change your environment, man. You gotta move. You gotta move. You can't.
Change
you
your
gotta move. What's the worst that can happen?
Yeah, look back a year ago to where you were. I look back a year and I think, fuck, how much have I done? The fuck's going on? This is crazy. All right. But look, I looked back at every day in the year and I made a lot of good choices every day. I said no to a lot of events. So over the last 12 months, I probably said no to like 20 events. But if I did those 20 events, I would have lost like, I don't know, say 10 to 15 full days of work. And those days of work that I worked, because I did so many weekends, I worked Saturday and Sunday in the last year. I missed out on a lot of social, but I progressed so much. Retail store. We're looking at, you know, we're doing plans for gyms, you know. We've got to open some gyms up now. We want to franchise them. But it's because I said no to all those little events. So I did sacrifice. I said no so many things. You got to make those days count. You really got to make those days and hours count. And it's all those times you drive to the gym. Fuck, I got to train today, you know. I got to go. Go to the gym every day when you need to, even when you're tired. When you get there, you actually have energy, trust me. You know when you're really tired and you think you can't be fucked? Trust me, you can go to the gym when you're really tired. You get there. So many times I've done it. I've done that bit of cardio. I've done that extra workout. Don't burn yourself out. But I've gone and I happen to survive. I'm still alive. Can you believe it? I went to the gym when I was tired. Make those days count and they accumulate so much. And you get in shape. You look good. You do your calls with your real estate. You do your mad marketing with your content. You get back to your client. But all those things accumulate so quickly. And then you get, you know, people want to get shredded. Think, I'm going to get in shape. This is what they do. 1 week, they have a few days off, cheat meal. A little bit up, and they never get momentum. With me, I'm Mr. Consistent. I keep going and going and going. Now my momentum's boom. Now it's escalating. The trajectory is freaking, I think it's amazing. You've got to be consistent with things.
It's compounding.
Once you're consistent.
Compounding interest, that's all it is.
Oh my God.
Exactly what you said. My clients that like coaching or like fitness is
Same
easy
as a gym.
example. It's like, it's not about, I got to lose 10 kilos. It's how do I make today fucking perfect?
Today. It's all
I
about
gotta
the
smash
day.
my workout, do my meal prep, 8 hours sleep, 2 liters of water. Fucking today was a sick day. Do it again tomorrow. And then you're that little bit leaner and then a little bit leaner. So people don't just get stage lean. Like it doesn't just, it's a compounding effect of 6 months of dieting.
100%. Well, it all counts. There's a big guy I work with, I won't say his name, Mina. Great guy.
Wait a damn minute.
I'm joking. But he's cool. He loves me. Mina loves me, right? He's such a nice guy. He saw my podcast with you because you've changed my life. He's a bigger guy. He's like 120 kilos. Anyway, I inspired him so much he joined the gym. So now I took him to trained him once. And he goes, Johnny, what do you think? I said, bro, you're fucking pathetic. I said, honestly, it's the worst form I've ever seen. You drop the weight, do it properly. But I fucking told him he's pathetic. I said, dude, you're pathetic. Really, you're overweight. You're in your 20s. Change your life. I was actually being a rude cunt. But it woke him up. Next day, I love the guy. You know what? He started meal prepping. He's getting in shape. He's lost 10 kilos now. Now he comes into work, goes, Johnny, feel my chest. Fuck, he's sick, cunt. He's got a good chest, right? He changed his life. Then the other week at work, one of the girls had some cakes. I go, dude, out of your hand. Because it's just a cake. I go, it won't actually matter if you eat that cake, those calories. But you got to become the person that doesn't eat the cake.
The mindset. Yeah.
You got to have the discipline to not do it. It won't matter if you eat the cake. Trust me. I can eat a whole 2 cakes. It won't really matter. But you got to change your mindset and who you are. And he goes to me, man, all these little things you said when you pushed me, no one ever did that to me. But you've changed me now. This guy in a year, I swear to God, he'll be a model of mine. He's that motivated.
It's like it's the like be, do, have type thing.
Bro.
Be that person, do the thing, have that thing.
But he's changed his environment now. He's going into. I got him a good rate at the gym with Pete. Got him a discounted rate. He's a member, 24 hours. He actually likes going. I've showed him a few workouts. It's changed his life.
That's amazing.
He's confident now. He's losing weight, getting new suits. Walks around with pep in his step. He shows me his meal prep. You can make a change. Like I've inspired that guy to make a change. I hope it inspires you too. Just these little things. You just become that person that doesn't have a drink that night, doesn't do the line of coke, doesn't get on the pipe, whatever it is, whatever it is. It's, this shit's real. People do it.
It's not letting yourself. It's telling yourself that yes, like that bit of cake or that one drink, that one shot won't hurt.
That won't matter.
But it's the more so the act of like I'm in control. I'm not going to do it. I've set that standard for myself. Not letting the little things slip.
And then you do it once every 3
drink.
months, 6 months.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just never do it.
No.
I just don't do it. You don't drink for what, 5 years now?
5 years. Yep.
5 years.
5 years now.
Look what he's doing, yeah? Like if you get rid of those things don't matter. You know what you want to be? I always say this to my missus. You want to be able to go to a party and be the life of the party not drinking.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, 100%.
People rely on the vodka
Yeah.
to talk to a chick.
It's-
Or talk to a guy or do whatever. You
I
don't
reckon
need to do
it's
it.
bullshit advice that people get. A lot of people that even in the finance world, they tell me, yeah, but you have to go out and network with ABC, and then they drink, and that's how they become friends and so forth. Maybe you do,
Yeah.
and maybe that's your way of breaking down barriers and so forth. But I can guarantee you that you probably won't remember a lot of the conversation that you both had. It's not. I'm not about that.
Yeah.
Certain time comes, I'm out. I've gotten what I've got out of the conversation. I'll pick it up, in 2 days, 1 day, tomorrow, whatever the case might be.
Yeah. You don't have to drink.
You don't, and there's nothing wrong with it. People have all different hobbies. So one of my mates, he unwinds. He has I don't even know what it is, double, triple distilled Scotch whiskey. He's into it, but there's like a whole art related to it apparently, and that's your thing. That's awesome. He enjoys it. That's not my thing. That might not be somebody else's thing, and so forth. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. And I think you want to inspire people. Like Yusuf at the gym. I went to the gym last night, saw Yusuf, went from 113 kilos to 90 kilos. Inspired by us. Got Saturday night, we're at the bar at the gym. You can really make changes every week and every day. You have to be loaded, but you can be a better person year by year. You want to look back and go, hey, I got better.
Yeah.
This podcast's grown. Your clothing brand's grown. Mine's grown. Your mindset's grown. You just want to
General progression
get
across
better.
the board, man.
You don't look back and go, my life got worse.
And we actually all have, if you think about it, since we last spoke,
Fuck
and
yeah.
obviously, yourself too, just
Look
we
back and
all
go,
have.
I progressed.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately now, time's going to catch up to us. My dad's 70 next year. Dad goes in the car and said, I never thought I'd be 70. I had you when I was 33, I'm 70 now.
It's crazy,
And
isn't
I'm
it?
70. My dad's like, he was with us today at the shop.
That's crazy.
My dad was walking around the store going, oh, you should do this. He's like, he just didn't, time. The years go quick, man.
You know what's interesting? It's still on topic.
Yeah.
And I want you to think about this. It's actually even more than that. All the excuses that you make, all the things that we make, not specific. I've made plenty of excuses not to do things in my head sometimes, and I procrastinate. Even to this day, I find myself, catch myself doing specific things. But have you ever been sick to the point that you've been in a hospital bed and nothing mattered but you just getting healthier? Everything else was irrelevant. Money, friendships, every single thing was irrelevant.
Yeah.
When you're at your lowest, and if you want to see a man's true worth, when everything's falling apart, when everything's burning, when your friends, your family, everything's left you, your health, everything, that's when you know a man's true worth and who you are as a fucking person.
And strength.
100%. And when I mean a man, woman, man, there's still two genders. So it's interesting, but we always fall. There's fucking two genders. I don't
We're
give
getting
a shit.
cancelled.
But do you get what I mean?
100%.
I think that, and as a human being, you fall into a trap of forgetting that.
That's ultimate strength. That at your lowest, and I think that what we'll wrap up on was, I think a massive contribution to that is your belief, though, and religion. For me, religion as well.
Yeah.
Saying that with a jumper on, Johnny's got John 3:16 on there. Religion's a massive part of that too. I personally believe anyway.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yep.
Your faith, what you believe in, it all
Yeah.
comes from that.
Couple things though, before we do.
Yeah.
I'll talk about a few cool things that happened to me before you go that'll help you, all of us. I got a mentor at the age of 22, a life coach, Nick Stewart. I'll get him on one day.
Yeah.
He used to make me write my 100 goals in my life. So 13 years ago, I actually found those goals. I found them.
Wow.
And 13 years ago today. And a few of those goals, one of them was to tell more people about God. And I did that on that jumper. So I was hesitant to do, I honestly was hesitant to do that Bible verse.
Yeah.
My best-selling product ever made that jumper. People going, oh my God, what's this mean? They look it up. That's the most famous Bible verse ever. For God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish but have eternal life. That's John 3:16. But if you write your goals down and think about where you want to be in 10 years, print them up, or I saved it on my computer, and look back at them. You want to consciously or subconsciously just try and achieve those goals. And a lot of these things I actually did. You know, I can't believe I did them. I even wanted to make a slogan that people remember, you know, thinking of a slogan. I got a slogan, oh mama, that's my slogan. You know, everyone says, oh mama, you know, it's catchy. But if you can write those goals down, write 100 goals down, and then try and think of ways you can achieve them as quick as possible. You have to, what did you say in the car today? I've been manifesting like crazy.
Oh, manifesting so fucking powerful.
You know?
Every day.
So powerful.
Every day.
I'm manifesting.
I forgot about it for a long time, and then I realized what I used
So
to do as
powerful.
a teenager. I used to look at cars and houses.
Yeah.
And I've achieved all of that. And the moment I stopped, things plateaued. It's really weird,
No,
whether
no,
you believe it or not.
I
don't know,
agree with you. So,
100%.
Yeah.
so very, very
believe it.
quickly, last year, right?
Please, tell me.
The year before last year, I said, all right, what do I want to do in the next 12 months? Like Johnny said, I said to myself, I want to travel, I want to have a great trip.
Yeah.
So in my vision board at
on
that
you.
specific time, I put Europe, Greece, Croatia, fucking Turkey, whatever. Had that sitting there, laptop. It's in front of me on my laptop, on my phone,
Yep.
on my board where I
Yep,
work on
you
my
got your
desk.
mindset.
Every fucking
So
day,
good.
I was looking at it.
I'm excited.
And it was just crazy how unintentionally I actually fucking created that with myself from working hard, whatever. I'd setting myself up in that
Well done.
position.
It's the best.
And I realized that when I got back, like I got back from the 2-month trip, I sat down, I looked at the whole fucking vision board. I was like, holy shit, I just fucking went here.
How good is it?
And I did
Yeah.
it all, you know, and
Yeah,
even
yeah.
cars too, you know, like I said to myself,
Oh, nice car. You got a
yeah,
new car.
oh, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, well done.
I said to myself, I
Yeah.
just said, you know, I want something nice, fucking, you know, nothing too extravagant. I was like, yeah, perfect, cool.
Respectable car.
Yeah,
Yeah.
respectable. That's it. You know,
Yeah,
and
well
I
done.
fucking set those goals, and it's just crazy how unintentionally
Yeah.
the power of manifestation, you're seeing it all the time. It's in your head. It's there. You're doing it.
Yeah.
keep thinking
And
about it.
this is why it's also important not to be a negative person.
Yeah.
Because guess what? You're going to attract
Oh my God. I
all of
copped
that
up the other
shit.
day, but we'll leave for another podcast.
Yeah.
It's energy though. Yeah, anyway.
Energy.
Yeah, energy
That's a
and
big-
testosterone.
That's a big thing. Damjan and Johnny, that was
Thank you
phenomenal.
for
Thank,
having us.
thank
That was
you
a
very,
great
very much
chat.
for all that value.
Thanks for having us
Business,
on.
life,
I wanted to put some
almost like
towards the end.
that's good.
It was good. I
Honestly,
love it.
honestly
G'd up.
fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
Again, if you're not already following Damjan on Instagram, please do so. If you want to buy a home, you want to develop, you want to build, he's your man. You want to buy a house, Michael and Johnny here. And that wraps us up for another episode of the Life Pod, and
Thanks,
we'll catch
guys.
you
That was
guys
the best.
Thank you
on
so
the next
much.
one.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Good